Hi everybody! So, as you can see, the chosen non-league game for this week is Undertale. When I first picked Undertale, I was like, oh hey, let's try that, I heard people talking about it. But little did I know how useless this game is for a traditional gameplay video. The first hour that I played, I actually recorded my voice as well, but here's the thing. This game is heavily story driven and there's a lot to read. There are also tons of puzzles, some are easy, some you gotta think a little, so again nothing to say really apart of reading out the hints or explain how I got to the solution. As I find that kind of commentary on gameplay videos boring, I will not have you sit through that either. So I decided to make it a review. First of all, I have to mention that I did not finish it yet at the time of this upload, so I might not mention stuff that happens later in the game, but I played about 3.5 hours, so I got a bit of an idea, a bit of an insight, and you won't get spoilers from watching this either, at least not really. If you got to this video to find out whether or not you want to play it, just stick around. The first thing I want to mention is some technical stuff. Undertale looks and sounds like a game on the NES, if anybody's old enough to remember those, so it has this 8-bit look and sound to it. Before the game starts, there's a mention with what engine Undertale was created, and before it was mentioned I was thinking about RPG Maker, as I got the same feeling from it. But actually Undertale was created with Game Maker Studio. I'm unsure if RPG Maker and Game Maker Studio are related in any way, but I couldn't find a connection. Apart from this kind of useless knowledge, there are a few things to mention. There are no game settings. You cannot choose difficulty, a character, you cannot change volumes, color settings or anything really. You just load right into the game and you play from where your last save point was. So if the game is too loud, lucky you, you can change the volume via your OS or physical switch. Everything else, if it bothers you, then apparently it just sucks to be you. Now, about the game itself, it is basically a good mix of story, puzzles, comedy and fights. The puzzles are increasing in difficulty, but they are never so hard that you just can't solve them. Just think, and sometimes think out of the box. A lot of the time, if you pay attention to the story or anything that you get to read, you will be able to solve the puzzles based on that. It just amazes me what kind of ideas are in this game. All the little more or less hidden things just for fun. If you are like me and you like checking out every corner of a game, you will really enjoy all these little giggles that you get from that. As I mentioned, Undertale is heavily story driven and all of that story is in text, so I see two potential issues with this. Dyslexic people might get really annoyed by the sheer amount of reading they have to do in this game, as reading requires a ton of extra effort of those people. Also, people who don't like story-driven games or just don't want to read a game will probably not get far either, as it can get quite annoying to read lengthy conversations. About the fighting, I personally really don't like turn-based fighting systems, so when I first realized that this is what I have to deal with in this game, I got really annoyed. I like when my fighting is action-based and requires me to react fast and think ahead. To my surprise, this is combined in Undertale. It is turn-based, but it also has action in it. You decide if you want to fight or interact in a different way. I don't want to spoil the interactions other than fighting, but they are very fun and I recommend to try them always before you actually fight and kill the monster. In the fight, you have to hit and then dodge the counterattack. The hitting is some kind of eye where you need to press enter when you get to the middle. The counterattack makes you a little heart in a box and you get to dodge stuff. The more enemies you are up against, the trickier it gets. So overall, I find Undertale highly entertaining. You get tons of laughs and what the fuck moments from it, and the good thing is that there is no big fuss about saving. You have save points and next time you start the game, that's where you will continue. You are never really tied to anything there, you can turn it off in the middle of a fight and most of the time this won't really impact the game in any way. There aren't quests or other systems that keep you for lengthy periods of time in the game, so if you are a teenager and your parents are calling you, you can actually just turn it off or finish a fight and then simply idle in the game until you get back to your computer. You can't pause it, but you can just stand there and idle easy. Anyway, I will certainly keep playing this one to the end. I might turn the volume off and watch movies while playing though. So thanks for watching everyone, leave me a like, leave a comment and let me know what game you want me to play next. Don't forget to like this video, and if you enjoy my stuff then go ahead and subscribe. Also I have a Facebook page and a Twitter, find the links in the blah blah box below. See ya!